Technology is created when people search for solutions to their problems. The challenges faced by our ancient ancestors were very different from the ones we deal with today, but the solutions they discovered were no less ingenious. In fact, many of their creations still leave us amazed today. This video is a celebration of the brilliance and innovation behind ancient technology. So, let's look at 15 of the most abandoned ancient technologies that continue to astonish the world. Number 15. Bicycle carving. In Tamil Nadu, India, inside the mysterious ancient Panchavarnaswamy temple is a mystery carved in stone. It's a man riding what appears to be a bicycle. The temple itself is over 2,000 years old, which makes the image puzzling, since bicycles weren't invented until the 18th century. Yet there it is, two wheels, a frame, spokes, and handlebars. Some argue that the carving must have been added much later, perhaps during the 1920s when chain-driven bicycles became common. Renovations around that time could have allowed an artist to sneak in a playful or symbolic carving. Still, there's no confirmed record of such an act, and defacing a sacred temple would have carried severe consequences. Whether it's a piece of modern graffiti or evidence of some forgotten ancient invention, the bicycle carving remains unexplained. It raises questions not only about historical timelines, but also about how ancient temples may have quietly absorbed symbols from later periods without anyone truly noticing at the time. Number 14. The ancient Egyptian Murket. Ancient Egyptians needed ways to track time, and among their innovations was the Murket, a sophisticated tool that extended timekeeping beyond the limits of sundials. Crafted from wood or bone, the Murket featured a straight bar with a plumb line and a series of 24 carefully marked notches. Some tracked the sun's movement, others followed the stars through the night sky. Unlike sundials, which were useless after sunset, the Murket allowed priests, astronomers, and builders to measure time at night with impressive accuracy. In construction, it likely doubled as an instrument for measuring angles, critical when aligning temples with celestial bodies. The oldest known Murket, now displayed at the Science Museum of London, is about 2,600 years old, yet it hints at knowledge that may stretch back even further. Its existence proves that ancient societies didn't just live under the stars. They actively studied them, mastering techniques that blended astronomy, mathematics, and engineering in ways still admired today. Number 13. Mysterious wheel imprint in Rostov mine. In 2009, deep within a coal mine in the Rostov region of Donetsk, a bizarre discovery caught the attention of researchers, an imprint that looked unmistakably like a wheel. Found almost 3,000 feet underground, in rock untouched since the Carboniferous era over 300 million years ago, the shape presented a serious mystery. The imprint featured a round wheel with spokes leading to a central hub, surrounded by fossilized remains of birds and snakes. Some suggested it might be the remnants of a shell, but no known shell has ever matched this design. Since the discovery, access to the mine has been heavily restricted, hinting that the finding may have been considered significant by authorities. More than a decade has passed without an official explanation. The strange imprint continues to raise eyebrows, inviting questions that seem impossible to answer. How could such a form appear naturally? And if it didn't, what does that imply about the history of Earth and the life that might have once existed here? Number 12. Stone softening techniques. The Inca civilization of Peru left behind countless stone monuments that baffle modern historians. Some of their stones seem so precisely shaped, it's as if they were molded like clay, yet no known technology at the time could have cut them so cleanly. Ancient legends speak of plants capable of softening stone, and it's tempting to wonder if these stories hold some truth. Records suggest that by applying a mysterious plant mixture, stone could become malleable enough to be shaped by hand. Similar evidence appears elsewhere, like the strange, smooth handprints pressed into rock formations at White Mountain in Wyoming, USA. While no physical samples of the supposed softening plants have survived, it's possible they once existed but were harvested into extinction. If true, this lost knowledge could explain not only Inca stonework, but also puzzling megalithic structures across the world. Whether mythical or factual, the idea reminds us that ancient people may have mastered sciences we barely understand today. Number 11. Ancient water management in Lianzhou. In 2017, archaeologists uncovered one of the world's oldest water management systems near the lower Yangtze River in China. Dating back around 5,000 years, this remarkable project shows how ancient Liangzhou residents battled constant flooding. Instead of abandoning the area, they engineered a vast network of canals, embankments, and gates that controlled the flow of water across 10,000 hectares of land. Moving over 10 million cubic feet of earth, their efforts created one of the largest hydraulic engineering projects of its time. Building a single dam could take 3,000 workers nearly 8 years, a staggering display of organization and communal effort. Although the Liangzhou system served its people well for generations, nature eventually reclaimed it. About 4,200 years ago, a catastrophic flood overwhelmed the defenses, burying the city beneath layers of clay and forcing its sudden abandonment. The scale of what they accomplished remains astonishing, a silent reminder that long before modern technology, ancient people found powerful, lasting ways to shape the land around them. Number 10. The Vatuvian Odometer. Long before GPS or even Google Maps as we know them, ancient civilizations found clever ways to measure distance. One of the most ingenious was the odometer, with designs credited to both Heron of Alexandria and Vitruvius. The Vatuvian odometer, developed around 2,000 years ago, operated with brilliant simplicity. Imagine a cart with a large hollow wheel filled with pebbles. Every full revolution of the wheel dropped a pebble into a container. By counting the pebbles and knowing the circumference of the wheel, travelers could accurately calculate how far they had gone. It revolutionized everything from military logistics to map making, allowing Romans to build infrastructure with unprecedented precision. Some historians even suggest that Vitruvius might have borrowed the idea from earlier concepts by Archimedes. Regardless of who truly invented it first, the odometer represents a major leap in technological thinking. It proved that ancient innovators understood the importance of quantifying the world around them and found elegant, reliable ways to do it. Number 9. Marble Bathtub of Kuracasu. Well, this is a pretty amazing one. Illegal digs for ancient treasures have long plagued Turkey, but sometimes lost relics are saved in time. In April 2022, authorities recovered a magnificent 800-year-old marble bathtub from Kuracasu, a district rich with Roman history. Now safeguarded by the Aphrodisias Museum Directorate, this one-ton masterpiece is unique in Turkey. Carved from a single block of marble and adorned with intricate lion head reliefs, the bathtub measures just over 6 feet in length. Historians believe it likely belonged to a wealthy merchant or high-ranking official, given its lavish design and private nature, a stark contrast to the public baths common in ancient Aphrodisias. Dating to roughly 2,100 years ago, it comes from an era when the city flourished as a center of culture and wealth, later earning a spot on UNESCO's World Heritage List. Soon, this stunning piece will be placed on public display, allowing visitors a rare glimpse into the personal luxury enjoyed by the elite of ancient Anatolia. Number 8. Prosthetic toe from Luxor. Archaeologists working near Luxor's ancient necropolis at Sheikh Abdel Korna made a surprising discovery: a wooden prosthetic toe attached to the foot of a 3,000-year-old Egyptian mummy. Unlike crude imitations, this prosthetic shows remarkable craftsmanship. The wooden toe is anatomically detailed, fitted carefully to its wearer, and secured with a durable, adjustable leather strap, proof that it was used extensively, not just ceremonially. Over the years, the toe was reshaped and repaired, likely to maintain comfort and function. This object now stands as the world's oldest known prosthesis, showcasing the extraordinary medical understanding and artisanal skills of ancient Egyptian society. Far from being a one-time experiment, it suggests a healthcare system attentive to quality of life, mobility, and long-term physical care. Finding such a device reminds us that the ancient world was not simply about survival, it was about dignity, adaptation, and a persistent human drive to restore independence, even when facing physical challenges that many might have considered insurmountable at the time. What do you think of it? Number 8. Wari treasures at Espiritu Pampa. In 2017, a groundbreaking discovery at Espiritu Pampa in southern Cusco added new layers to Peru's ancient history. Archaeologists unearthed monumental stone walls, the ruins of an immense temple, and an astonishing trove of silver artifacts left by the pre-Hispanic Wari culture. Among the finds were engraved vessels, ceremonial bottles, a silver chest plate, and even a regal crown. The temple, uniquely shaped like a D, with a smaller D-shaped structure inside, suggests a ritual space of major importance. Perhaps most fascinating was evidence of an ancient astronomical observatory nearby, hinting at the Wari's advanced understanding of the heavens. These discoveries reaffirm the Wari as Peru's first true empire, predating the Inca and outshining the Maya in some aspects of social and political development. Despite their strength, the Wari are remembered not as conquerors but as skilled diplomats. Their preference for negotiation over warfare may have been their greatest strength, and in the end their most significant vulnerability. Number 6. Pukios of the Nazca. Among Peru's many ancient wonders, the Pukios stand out as one of the most fascinating, created by the Nazca civilization, the same people behind the famous Nazca lines. These spiraling structures are not art but engineering masterpieces. From the air, the Pukios resemble decorative spirals etched into the desert. In reality, they are carefully crafted surface access points to an underground system of aqueducts and reservoirs. This network allowed the Nazca to survive brutal dry seasons, sometimes stretching more than a year without rain. Early explorers once assumed the Spanish colonists must have built these systems because they couldn't imagine indigenous cultures possessing such hydraulic sophistication. That assumption was not only wrong, it was an insult to the achievements of the Nazca. The Spanish may have used the Pukios, but they didn't create them. The Pukios remain operational even today, providing water to local communities and standing as silent witnesses to a culture far more advanced than early historians ever gave them credit for. Alright guys, now let's talk about Number 5. Sundial of Aenoi. In September 2022, an incredible piece of history surfaced at the ancient city of Aenoi, now known as Kavdar-Hisar in Turkey. Archaeologists uncovered a marble sundial, the first ever found at this once bustling Roman-era city. Dating back roughly 2,000 years, the sundial is a rare survivor in excellent condition. Nearly intact except for a few missing fragments, the piece measures about 18 inches tall and carries intricate carvings of acanthus leaves and animal paws. Even the original Roman inscriptions are still clearly visible. In ancient times, sundials like this were placed prominently in spaces like the city's agora or near temples, where designated timekeepers would announce the hour to passers-by. Although Aenoi would have had multiple sundials at its peak, this is the only one to have surfaced so far. Its survival offers a rare glimpse into how ancient societies marked the passage of time long before mechanical clocks were even an idea. Aenoi's sundial stands now as a symbol of ingenuity and careful craftsmanship. Number 4. Ancient Canals of Huaroki. In northern Peru, ancient ingenuity is proving just as valuable today as it was over 1,000 years ago. Facing a severe drought in 2021, farmers turned back to the wisdom of their ancient ancestors, restoring a complex network of stone canals known locally as amunas, built around 1,400 years ago. Long before the rise of the Inca, these pre-Columbian canals were designed to collect and redirect rainwater runoff into the mountains. Water seeps through the soil into natural aquifers, emerging as springs long after the rainy season ends. It's a smart, sustainable system, one that modern tech could barely improve upon. So far, about 17 kilometers of the original 67-kilometer network have been restored, providing enough water to sustain more than 80,000 people for a full year. Full restoration could take until 2025 or longer, but the results are already transformative. This is a powerful reminder that solving today's environmental issues sometimes means looking backward, not forward, and trusting the ancient engineers who understood the land best. Number 3. Persian Yakshaws. Well, this is just cool. Nearly 2,400 years ago, the ancient Persians were already mastering the art of refrigeration, creating brilliant structures called yakshaws. These weren't pits, as their name ice pit might misleadingly suggest, but towering domed buildings designed to store ice and preserve food in the desert heat. Standing up to 60 feet tall, yakshaws channeled spring water into internal reservoirs, cooling it using a combination of thick insulated walls and wind catchers that harnessed desert breezes. Evaporative cooling did the rest, dropping temperatures inside dramatically compared to the scorching outside air. The walls were coated with a special plaster made from sand, clay, egg whites, and even goat hair, forming a surface that reflected sunlight and locked out heat. Some surviving yakshaws still stand today, astonishing engineers with their effectiveness. Despite their age, the design principles behind them are so advanced that they rival modern eco-friendly cooling systems. It's a reminder that ancient civilizations understood sustainable engineering long before the phrase even existed. Number 2. The Cheapside Horde. In 1912, during demolition work in London's Cheapside district, workers stumbled upon a hidden cache of nearly 500 pieces of extraordinary jewelry. Today, this dazzling find is known as the Cheapside Horde. Experts believe the collection had been buried since at least 1666, possibly trapped under rubble after the Great Fire of London. Among the most astonishing pieces is the Emerald Watch, a fully functional, beautiful timepiece carved from a single flawless emerald. Such a feat would have required not only immense skill but access to resources reserved for the very wealthy, likely an aristocrat or member of the royal family. The craftsmanship seen in the hoard is unparalleled, blending gemstones, gold, and intricate engineering into works of art that have no known equals. Despite careful study, the original owner of the hoard has never been identified. Today, these treasures offer an unmatched glimpse into the opulence and artistry of London's Stuart and Elizabethan eras, capturing a lost world in glittering detail. Number 1. The Hypocost. With heating bills skyrocketing today, it's easy to appreciate just how advanced the ancient Romans really were. More than 2,000 years ago, they developed a form of central heating known as the Hypocost, an impressive feat of engineering. One of the best preserved examples was recently found in Bonn, Germany. Hypocosts exist in several places, but this one is extraordinary because its original tile-supported floor is still intact, exactly as Roman builders left it. Archaeologists believe the structure was part of a grand Roman estate, possibly a villa rustica used for country living. Access to the Hypocost is currently limited. It's only visible through a small gap in the floor above. Scientists haven't been able to enter it yet, so they've relied on robots for photos and footage. To prevent further damage, the room is being carefully filled with liquid soil until a full excavation can be done. This ancient system stands as a brilliant reminder of Roman technological mastery. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you very soon.